Hey Angela, nice to see you.
Okay.
First off, look, obviously we all know the talk about the ambition of the club. So how important is this cup game tomorrow night?
Yeah, they're all important, both in the context of, as you said, the club's ambitious, and but also in the context of where we are in terms of the season, and obviously with me coming in, great opportunity for us, tomorrow night to obviously implement some of the things that we want to over the next period. So important game.
Yeah, how has it been? Obviously, you haven't had long on the training pitch with the players, but how difficult is it to sort of get your own new ideas across in such a short space of time?
It's not difficult. It's just a matter of time. But we've had 2 good training sessions, which has been really good with the whole group. Obviously last week, I mentioned after the game, it was a bit of a, it was obviously a very unusual week. Players are flying in from all over the world, and we really had one session together, and it was all a bit, just felt a bit sort of rushed. But the last 2 days have been good in terms of trying to get the players understanding the routines we'll have going into games, in terms of training session, in terms of meetings, in terms of the kind of preparation we'll be doing. And so it's been a good 2 days. Feels a lot more sort of calm and controlled, and looking forward to it.
The club invested heavily in the summer, especially in the attacking areas. How likely are we to see some of these players tomorrow night, and just how much of an opportunity is it for these players to kind of show what they can do?
Yeah, it is an opportunity. As you said, the club invested heavily in the summer, a lot of new players, and they haven't really had a chance yet to sort of get out there. Some of them haven't played at all yet. So I think tomorrow night's a perfect opportunity for us to, to get them out there, get them playing, give them a feel of what it's like to sort of play for the club, and at the same time just get some match fitness into them, because this will be our program for right up until almost Christmas, and we're going to need all the players, and the last thing you want is throw players in when they haven't played for over a month. So both from a squad perspective, but also for the individuals themselves, great opportunity tomorrow night to get out there and play some football.
Finally, I saw Merilla at the training ground yesterday. He looked a bit stiff, but said wasn't available for tomorrow, but wants to be back as soon as possible, probably even for the weekend. But how is he? You can probably give us a better insight than he.
Yeah, he doesn't make those decisions, mate. I do, but he's progressing well. Obviously it was a significant knock, to be fair, and that's why he couldn't carry on, and he was very, very sore on Saturday night. But every day's improved, and I had a brief chat to him this morning, and he was sort of similar, in similar vein. Said he wants to be ready for Saturday. Well, it's a day-by-day thing, but certainly the improvement he's made so far, we're hopeful he'll be available.
Thanks, Anton. Natalie, BBC.
Thank you. Hi, Ange. You've had a full week here. Do you get a good feeling from the players, just being around the place, the staff? Now you've had those 7 days. What's your feeling about it? Not a project, but your time here.
Doesn't feel like 7 days, let me tell you. No, it's been great. Everyone's been fantastic. And I know it's easy to say that, obviously, I'm new in the place, but just got a real good feeling in the club. A lot of the people have been on the journey from when sort of the owner came in, and, understand everything they've had to overcome to get to this place here, and very proud of what they've achieved so far, and very ambitious, and they're constantly looking for ways to improve in every aspect, and I felt very welcome. I've settled in really quickly, not just me, the staff, the players have all been brilliant, I feel like it's been longer than 7 days, probably because I just feel very comfortable in the place.
Post-match interview that have been, difficult for players, which is kind of obvious when there's a management change. How are they though? They've had a couple of defeats, and how have they responded to you? What's the mood like?
I think as you expect. I mean, I'd hate to think they were sort of feeling good about losing, like I said, 2 defeats on the bounce, and they were very disappointed after the game, and. From that perspective, it's what you want to see. But in terms of them knowing that there's a change being made and, they need to sort of crack on and embrace what we're doing. They've been great. The players have been fantastic. Like I said, we gave them their space last week, which I think was important because when there is such a big change, they need their own sort of way of processing everything. But at the same time, we had a big game on Saturday, so I had to sort of get their mind shifted pretty quickly to preparing for that. But I sense after that, there's now, like even with the playing group, there's a calmness. Okay, this is what we're doing now, and last week we can sort of put a pin in it and start off in a new direction. And I've got no complaints. The players have been great.
And you said you want to win trophies. Is the League Cup one you want to win here at Forest? Do you find the competition? And does it offer you an opportunity?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. I got to the semi-finals last year, and I think every opportunity you have to win a trophy, I think you shouldn't let go because it's hard to win things in football, especially when you're at a club that has had success in the past, but the supporters want more of it. Then for sure this cup gives us an opportunity to progress, and we want to give ourselves every opportunity to hopefully win some silverware.
What will we see in the team? Big changes? I know I can't give you away your team sheet, but you've mentioned there will be an opportunity for some of the new signings. Do you think it'll be a totally different team from Arsenal?
Yeah, pretty much. I think, like I said, from my perspective, it doesn't mean that we're not taking tomorrow's game very seriously and want to win for sure, but we know with Europe this year, that the sheer number of games we're going to be playing, that we're going to need the whole squad. And like I said, I'd hate, we've got a European game next week, and I'd hate to throw someone in who hasn't played for, over a month or longer. So tomorrow night's that opportunity. But also I think the players want to play as well. There's been a lot here. Like I said, they've arrived either late in the window or, just haven't had an opportunity to play, and they need to play. They're good players. They want to show what they can do. And I think that sort of enthusiasm and excitement will, make up for the fact that there might be a lack of cohesion tomorrow night because of the number of changes and a lot of guys who maybe aren't at match speed at the moment. But I just sense the enthusiasm. They want to kickstart their Forest careers, and tomorrow's a great opportunity to do that.
Just finally, you've had the chance to meet Mr. Marinakis at all since you've been here this week, and people will obviously ask you about your relationship, of course. You've only been here a week, but does it help that you have the sort of same nationality, or do you speak in Greek, or is that a too simplistic way of asking?
No, it's not, I mean, I understand people, would naturally think that way. No, I haven't seen him because he's not here. So, and I was contemplating switching my phone off for a couple of days after the loss. But no, he's been good. He's reached out, and like I said, everyone's been really supportive, including him. He knows the challenge that's before us, but he's very ambitious. Look, does our nationality or commonality there does that help? Maybe it does, but ultimately the relationship is always the same. I think you've seen he's supported both the previous managers very, very well since they've been here, and that's all you can ask for as a manager. That you get supported, and I know I will be, and hopefully I can repay that. Thank you.
Thanks, Natalie. Dan from ITV.
Just on tomorrow night, it sounds like the players might get quite a bit of freedom tomorrow to express themselves.
Freedom. I mean, we still want it. Like I said after the game, we've got to start embedding some of the principles of how we want to play our football, and tomorrow's a great opportunity to do that. So, it won't be just putting shirts on them and getting them out there to run. But I think part of that will be I don't want to dampen their enthusiasm to play, because like I said, there are guys there who haven't even played yet and joined the club. Like anyone, you've come to a new club and you want to show people what you can do, and I don't want to sort of curtail that in any way, but there'll still be structure, they still want to play our football. We're going to have to be disciplined. Swansea are a good side. We know the cup is always, whatever you play in cup competitions, it's always a difficult game. We've already seen a couple of the Premier League clubs fall over, and we want to make sure we're not one of them.
this club in recent years has built a brilliant connection with the city, with the community aspect, and how much do you look forward to being part of that once you've got all these games out of the way and got some wins on the board?
Yeah, no, very much. I've again, it's something that you kind of sense as soon as you join the club, just how close it is to its community and its city, and rightly so. You know, the people of Nottingham are very proud of their football club and its history and what it stands for, and you know, once you join them, you represent that, and I feel very much a part of that. And yeah, I am looking forward to sort of seeing what that looks like, you know, out and about and sort of seeing people. But as I said, right now the focus is on making sure that the team's ready for the next challenge.
And finally, are you missing the school run?
Not at all, mate. No, between 3 and 4, I'm the happiest I am. But it's fair to say, when I did get home on Sunday, I was on football duty, so I had a couple of football runs to do with the boys, take some of the responsibilities off my beautiful wife. But it certainly gives you a perspective, that's for sure. When people say, you know, how's it on the touchline, you know, you cop some abuse, you know, people look at you, you know, very threateningly, and I said, well, that's exactly the same as a school run. Absolutely no different.